the chart, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski. Then Trevor Bayne. Quickest Toyota is Suarez in 4th. And the fastest Chevrolet, Jimmy Johnson, in 12th.
But just look at those times, Mike. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Details, little things make such a big difference. And just look how close those times are. Those first 7 or 8 cars all over each other.
They just keep creeping down, finding a little more speed each time they go out.
The tuning, they just keep tuning on it. They may be ABA in a lot of stuff too.
Oh, you love the ABA.
Oh yeah, ABA.
Now, in the meetings NASCAR had they have an owner council, a driver council, a fan council, and they talk with the TV partners. But in the course of those meetings, what was previously 2 practice sessions with the break, this year has now been combined into 1 single practice session. So the teams can be a little more methodical with their time during this 4 hours. Seems like a lot, but I think Larry said at the top of the show, each team should get 4 to 5 runs in at least, barring any issues. Yeah. So here's Dale Earnhardt Jr. jumping from, I think, 12th to 8th on the board.
Yeah, he said the car was pretty good, and that's a nice lap, really, right there with everybody else, 46.78.
The driver everybody's chasing right now is Joey Logano. Vince.
That's right, as Joey Logano confers with Travis Geisler and also his crew chief there on the right, Todd Gordon. The Penske drivers, a little something different for them, both Keselowski and Logano, and I'll even include Ryan Blaney in that threesome, are all wearing Bell helmets this season, and each driver had their head scanned, and then Bell constructed the inside of the helmet specifically to perfectly fit that particular driver's. You look at Logano's helmet here, not only is it a custom fit, but inside the helmet has better airflow and ventilation. And the outer shell is a military aerospace grade carbon fiber. And here's the key: overall, the helmet is about a ½ pound or more lighter, so a little easier on the driver. And then the crews are always looking for a little extra weight that they can distribute to their preference. So teams and manufacturers never sleeping on the pursuit of improved technology, whether it's for the car or for the driver.
I always had 2 helmets. The one when I won and one when I didn't win.
Was one was
a little bigger than the other.
I love that. That's a great story, Vince. Yes. Thanks for sharing that with us. I mean, we've obviously documented Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s issues that he had with the concussion. So I love this. The drivers working with manufacturers of these helmets to take things to the next level. And I think scanning and having a perfect fit on that helmet is extremely important, as well as having a lighter helmet. I think is also very important.
You know what, Jeff? We used to take a hammer. I mean, we would take a hammer in the shell, and because it hurts your head, be a little tight up here, and you ping that baby back.
Did you have it on at the time? No, I'm kidding. NASCAR announced yesterday a new part of the post-collision protocol for drivers. We now know that if a driver crashes, he has to go to the infield care center. As part of that checkup, there will now be a SCAT-3 concussion protocol test required at each infield care center and on-site support for neurological issues. Now, this means that instead of a driver crashing, going in and getting a quick check, and then we get to talk to him right away, it's going to be about 15 minutes minimum, so the drivers can go through this process after each on-track collision. If you can't drive your car back to the pits, you go to the care center, and this is what happens.
I think that's crucial, and I think it's extremely important, and I think it's a great move, because I've been in accidents before where I was borderline close to a concussion, maybe a slight concussion, and the adrenaline that's flowing through your body, you don't recognize the symptoms, and you just want to get back out in the race car as fast as you can. So you need to take that cool down time and go through the proper testing to really evaluate. This is something that's, I think, sort of come from the NFL, and how the NFL has looked at players when they come off the field over to the sidelines and some of the testing that they do.
Yeah, one of the things I think we've learned about concussions is we don't know a lot about concussions. I think every time they develop a better way of analyzing a driver or an athlete that's had a concussion, and what the effects are and how to treat those symptoms. I think we're learning more and more all the time, and I think the more we learn, the more we realize we didn't know.
Now, you saw Denny Hamlin shut it down. He went out and ran just one lap, and it's his fastest lap of the day, 46.80 or 92.2. Remember, they only get one lap in qualifying tomorrow in each session.